Hey kiddies, it's Saturday. A little bit of a treat for you. We are at Vintage Stock in Liberty. I haven't been out here in a while, and I don't really expect to find anything. It just so happens that I came out to visit my sister in Liberty, so I thought I'd swing by here because I was going to go to the GameStop too. I really don't expect to find anything here, but we'll go in and film a little bit and see what's what. So. Let's go in. I really anymore with vintage stocks, I just don't expect to find anything, because if I do find something, I feel like it's going to be like way overpriced, and I probably won't want to buy it because it'll be too expensive. So, and anymore, it seems like they just don't have what I want anymore. So, but we're going to go in and check it out anyway. So let's do that. I wish there's a way to pause this camera without actually shutting off the video, but I guess I'll just shut it off for the moment and turn it back on in there, because otherwise the battery will run down. So, like you care, I'm letting you all know my problems. You don't want to know my problems, you want to see the game. So let's go in and check it out, okay? Alright folks, PlayStation 3 games. I do not know if that is true. I don't think it is true for all systems. So they claim. Maybe the Model 3. I don't know. I might come back to the PS3 stuff because I really am kind of looking for a couple of things, but never got into that PlayStation Move.
Hey there.
That's kind of cool. I don't know what it is, but Morrowind Online Collector's Edition. Some guitars. These are all 360 games. Xbox One. Looks like there's some Wii games there in the end. Regular Xbox. There's only a couple regular Xbox games that I want really right now. Resale's the place to go if you're looking for that stuff. And the prices are half what they are here, at least. Oh well, I'm filming around and then I'm gonna actually look for some stuff. Tron Evolution collector set for 360. Two Worlds 2. 80 bucks collector set. I don't know what that's for, if that's for the 360 or probably is. Peripherals. Switch stuff. I don't know anything about the Nintendo Switch, nor do I really care to know anything about it. Yeah, forget this music too. I'll probably get a friggin' music flag if I don't talk over it. But $25 for a Metroid cartridge. $40 for Batman in the box. Batman Returns. But had the instructions. Even at that price, better off looking online. This is their meager Super Nintendo and Nintendo cartridge collection. I say meager because it used to be like a whole wall. You know, a game like Metal Gear, what do they want, $13 for it? You know, I don't know. GameCube games. These must be the more sought after or coveted games up here. I wouldn't know for sure. Mario Sunshine. I found that at the pawn shop for like $6 or something. I've got it. You all saw it when I did some of the GameCube games. But I don't really see anything jumping out at me on the GameCube. That stuff usually didn't jump out at me on the GameCube, so can't really say much about that. Let's go around the corner. Handheld shit. This is all the Sega Genesis and Sega stuff now. Dreamcast controllers, $10. Still looking for a yellow one. I heard it's the rarest one. Lethal Enforcer's in the box for the Genesis. I have that boxed version for the Sega CD. I love how they have these loose in here. You need a special cable to hook it up to the thing. They better have the cable with it. They're going to sell it to you. $30 for C-Man. It looks like they have a microphone anyway. Well, they don't even have the piece that the microphone hooks into. You gotta have the other piece that snaps into it. I don't know. I think that's a fucking scam too. And these are all of the Dreamcast games right there. That's it. I don't know why this PlayStation 1 game is over here. Well, because that's a PlayStation game. It's not a... I don't know. That's what I'm saying. The stuff's just gotten outrageous. I mean, I still like to come in and look because they have quite a bit of stuff, but at the same time, it's just like, am I gonna buy anything? I don't know. Like that Edward Scissorhands statue there. It's pretty cool. $180, you know. I mean, I'm not gonna buy it. It's cool to look at. Got Constantine there. That's pretty cool. $50 for that. Hulkbuster. You know. PlayStation 1 games. Like I said, I'm probably gonna go back and look at the PS3 games and stuff after I'm done kind of shooting around here. I know I have a tendency not to hold on things. I'm sorry about that. All these pops. I kind of gotten away from the pops, and I'm kind of trying not to look at them because I don't want to start buying them again. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have my thumb over at $80 early coin. That Laura Croft looks fucked up. Her face looks weird. Isn't that the dude from Gen 13? I don't remember. That's a good book there, $30. I don't know. Most of the shit over here is just like comics and board games and video, you know, DVDs and stuff. But you want an Infinity Gauntlet Fist for $120? Yeah, so the rest of this is, like I said, pretty much just DVDs stuff. You know, you got your magazines and your magazines and comic books. So anyway, folks, if I find anything, I'll do a little bit of a video at the end. I wonder what these just look like comic boxes. I was gonna say they might be yeah, they're just long boxes or short boxes to store your comics in. Kind of cool. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, so let you know. A little Stranger Things Ouija board, you know. Alright. Okay, folks, a vintage top wasn't a complete washout. I did find one game. We'll probably do a little bit of a pickups video at the end of this. So, come over to the GameStop here in Liberty. We're gonna go in and look at what they got, and then we'll be done with this fiasco.
Making it fun, like you said, just for making it humorous, which is what you were wanting to do, right? Yeah.
Right? Cool. Not good. Maybe I want to. Nope. Maybe I'll change the name.
Hello. Question. Are you going to take pictures? See, that's why I wanted to ask first. I told you that we're going to take pictures.
So we do a lot. PlayStation 2 is in that weird generation that we just don't pick.
Which is sad because a lot of people have those PlayStation 2 games to offload and other people will really buy them.
I know. I think they're thinking about it again, but they just haven't put it in.
No, what's really cool is that here at Comic-Con you guys have an exclusive that you're going to be able to pick up at GameStop stores. And so we want to talk about that. Tell me
Yeah. I'd rather never put it in.
360 stuff. Xbox One.
It is a VW run, and this is actually the work that Bumblebee will have.
Who does that?
Live it right now.
This December. So it's kind of pimped out and it's cool look. And this is an homage to the 1987 Bumblebee we did, so it's super fans out there. I'm watching this video saying, oh my god, that's gold, but I have
That actually expired in June this year.
Oh my goodness.
And we're not taking that. It's great right now.
So yeah, definitely going back to the old school.
I know.
So, GameStop was okay. I picked up one thing. The only reason I picked it up was because I know I have it bookmarked on my eBay list, and I haven't seen a copy for it for a price that I was willing to pay. This was actually a little more than I think I maybe could have paid if I would have waited, but I was like, whatever. I don't even know that much about it, folks. I'm addicted to collecting more than playing. I see things and I hear things about games and I buy them because of that, and then I will check it out, but I don't consume and play these games. If you haven't figured that out by now, that's my problem. I'm addicted to collecting, and it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's got a wide selection and unique exclusive items and things of that nature. I tend to get suckered into it. Yeah, when I was there looking around, about 8 or 9 kids came in. They were probably anywhere from 18 to 23 or 4. I mean, they didn't seem, you know, super mature. And one guy's looking at some games, and his buddy comes up to him and says, he goes, I'm thinking about getting this, and he goes, and maybe this, and he goes, well, you really ought to probably think about getting another job before you buy both of those games. He goes, well, one at least. And I'm like, fuck, dude, this guy's like unemployed, and he's like, you know, going on a game binge, you know. And I'm like, whatever. And then I'm standing there, and he goes, I wouldn't necessarily buy him here anyway. We're going to go over to Vintage Stock. And he's like, what's that? I mean, it almost seemed like all these kids were from fucking out of town or something. I don't know. And he's like, oh, it's like this, but way better. And I'm like, not really, is what I'm thinking in my head. He goes, you can get older stuff there. And the one kid's like regular original Xbox games, and he's like, yeah. He goes, you can even get Nintendo 64 games there. And the one guy's like, whoa. And I'm thinking, yeah, if you want to pay fucking $100 for a Mario Kart 64 cartridge, loose cart, yeah, fucking go for it, you know. Alright folks, Sandamtod here. To preface this is Monday morning. I'm shooting the pickup part of this video. I shot the other part on Saturday, going to the GameStop and Vintage Stock. It was funny because when I was at the GameStop, this kid, well, there was a lot of kids that came in there. They were probably about in between 18 and 21, I would say. You know, just drinking age, if that. And the one kid walked in there, and the first thing he says is, let me ask you a question. The person at the counter, he goes, do you take PlayStation 2 games? And they're like, no, sorry, we haven't taken them for a while, you know. And they're like, you know, it's just one of those weird generations that they don't take anymore or whatever. But the thing that I found interesting, at least at that store, was they said that they were thinking about taking them again. You know, PlayStation 2 games and Xbox games and GameCube. You know, and I thought that would be a pretty cool thing, really. Because, I mean, anymore, you know, the only place I'm finding that stuff is online or Vintage Stock. You know, if you want to pay crazy prices, which I picked up one thing at Vintage Stock, and I don't even know if I really, it was just kind of a whim thing, because I didn't want to walk out of there empty-handed, because I was walking around filming in there, and I know that one of the girls saw me like once or twice filming, and she didn't keep asking me, but she asked me once if I needed help, and I was like, no, I don't. And then the other time, she kind of came up and she goes, oh, I already asked you, didn't I? And I'm like, yeah. So I felt like I needed to buy something since I was in there. But, so I did pick up one thing there. Picked up one game at the GameStop. And then I had already picked up 3 the prior weekend. And I had one that I ordered. So I've got a few here. So we're going to roll through them. First things first. We'll roll through the stuff I got 2 weekends ago. Well, first thing, I'll do the one that I got off eBay. I got this for $5. I don't know why, but I was goofing around with the 5th one, and I got to looking, and I had 1, 2, and 3 of this series, and then 5, but I didn't have 4, so I decided to go ahead and get it. Well, I've got all these on different formats now, but I picked this up on the 360, and that is Dead or Alive 4. This game is hard as fuck. I don't know. Dead or Alive 5 is can be hard, but the hardness setting, even on the easiest setting, is fairly workable. This one on the easiest setting was still like too hard for me to play. I mean, I beat like 3 or 4 characters and was like, man, I don't know. But it still has a little reg card thing in it. It's got the full instruction book and the disc. It's just kind of hard. I don't know if there's any stuff to unlock or anything on this, so I might have to take a look at it. But it was $5. I didn't know it was that hard of a game. I mean, comparatively to the other ones that I've already played. For some reason, that one just seemed really difficult. So yeah, I had that one on order, and it came last week, so, yeah. So, Dead or Alive 4. So, I do have all 5. I have Dead or Alive 1 through 5. I have 1, 2, and 3 on the Xbox, the original Xbox, and this one on 360, and then Dead or Alive 5 on the PS3. So, yeah. And then also, when I ordered that, I told you I was thinking about getting that other Rock Candy figure. I did go ahead and pick it up, and that is the Harley Quinn one. It's not in the box, but this is the box here. And I ordered it from one guy, and they took the money and stuff, and they never put up a shipping date. And I was like, well, what's going on? And then the day it was supposed to arrive, the evening it was supposed to arrive, the guy, like, refunds my purchase price and says that he had to cancel the order and didn't give a specified reason. And I was like, okay, because the person I ordered it from, sounded, I mean, they looked like they did a lot of business, so I don't know why, I don't know. But I probably won't ever buy anything from them again. I mean, to cancel it without giving me any reasoning behind it is a little bit kind of like, yeah. But here's the actual figure, the Harley Quinn Suicide Squad movie rock candy figure. And it's pretty cool. The bat says goodnight on it, and then the shirt says Daddy's Little Monster. And, yeah. So it's pretty cool. She's got decent-sized feet anyway. One of them, I know that sounds weird, but the Jessica Rabbit one, her feet were so small, it's hard for her to stand up. I mean, the thing barely fits onto the platform, onto the little post, and then it's very precarious how it stands. So I'll go ahead and show the 3 from 2 weekends ago. So 2 weekends ago, I was out shopping. I went a couple places, and I ended up at this one GameStop, and this girl works there, and she's seen me come in there before, and she always is like, oh, hey, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? She's like, looking for anything in particular? And I'm like, no. And she goes, oh, kind of like usual, huh? And I'm like, do I come in here that much? I guess I come in there maybe once a week or so. But, at the same time, it's just like, I was like, okay. No, just looking around. And I go over and I kind of look, and I find a PS4 game that I'm kind of interested in, and then 2 other PS3 games. And I go up to the counter, and she's like, you probably have a pretty good backlog. Because I bought, probably when she's been in the store, I probably bought 8 or 10 games. And she's like, you probably have a pretty good backlog. And I go, you don't have any idea about backlog. I go, I've got hundreds of games. And I was like, I don't. I go, I'm more of a sampler. I play a lot of games, 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm like, that's cool, and I'll come back to it someday, and I never go back to it. And, part of it is, because to be honest, folks, I think what it really is I'm more, I hate to use the word addicted, but addicted to the collecting aspect of video games than playing them. I prefer to go out and hunt for them and find the rare game that I really enjoy. And one of these is one of those. Actually, all of these games ended up being fairly good for me, and I find that rare. That I found 2 or 3 that were really something that I dug in the last week or 2 weeks. The first one I picked up was this PS4 game. It's all right. I started playing it. Graphically, it looks awesome. I did watch a little bit of YouTube on it. I guess it plays kind of like a Dark Souls game, but it's this PS4 game called Lords of the Fallen. And for some reason, this looks like somebody to me on the cover. I don't know who. It kind of looks like Matthew McConaughey in that movie Reign of Fire when he has his head shaved bald. But, yeah, this is pretty cool. It is a pretty cool game. There's a lot more. And so, what's that, Rocky 3, when Clubber Lang's fighting Rocky. He's like, I got a lot of mo for you. A lot of mo. And, yeah, it was fun, but you gotta block. You gotta do a lot of blocking with your shield and sword and stuff, and deflecting blows. And I'm not very good at blocking, so I didn't do very well at that. And then the second game I got, when I bought it, it was one of those deals when I got it home, I noticed that it had like a rental sticker or something on the actual CD, which kind of sucked. I was like, nah, oh well. And I stuck it in, and it kind of was hesitating on my system, even though it looked okay. And then I went and checked it on my other PS3, and it was hesitating a little bit. And I was like, man, maybe the game's messed up. But it did occur to me that maybe it was just the way the game is, because my system's not hooked up to the internet all the time. You know, so I was like, well, maybe if it was actually hooked up to the internet, it wouldn't be so jittery, because it kept asking me for my Ethernet connection and stuff until it actually started the game. Once the game started, it played fine, but the title screen and stuff were a little bit jittery. But anyway, what happened was I ended up ordering a brand new copy on eBay for $1 less than the one that I got at GameStop, and ended up taking the GameStop one back to them. And they were like, well, why are you bringing it back to us today? And I go, I don't know. I go, it's hesitating on 2 of my PlayStations, I said, so I thought maybe it might be the disc and not the system. And they're like, oh, and well, it's a Telltale game, and a lot of times they say Telltale games are kind of jittery, but I was like, I don't know. So I waited, and it happened. This one came, I ordered it, like I said, and then it came yesterday, or Saturday, actually. It came when I got home. It was in the mailbox, so I actually had another game waiting for me. And this one's pretty fun, too, and I did kind of start playing it, but I had to woe back because I was already in the middle of playing another one. So it's pretty cool, though, and I do plan on going to this one next after I kind of finish playing what I am playing, and that is the game The Wolf Among Us. And it's kind of like a cel-shaded looking game, and it's about this, the fables, like different fables, fairy tales from over the years, live in New York in this area called Fabletown, and I guess they use these glamour spells to make themselves look human, but they're really fairy tales, like the fairy godmother or the big bad wolf or the 3 little pigs or this or that or the other thing, and it's kind of interesting because you play Big B Wolf, who is the big bad wolf, and he is actually the sheriff of the Fabletown, keeping track of the fairy tale people and what have you. So I actually found it kind of interesting. Sorry, I keep looking at the clock, but I'm trying to keep track of things here. This game is the one that's monopolized my time, and it's kind of funny because I didn't really expect a whole lot from it when I bought it. Sorry, I'm staring down a lot today. I'm not looking at the camera very much. This game, I really just kind of bought it on a whim, and it was $5, and I really didn't think that it would amount to much. And actually, I really dig it. And it probably played a little, I don't know. I don't think I would want to play this with people. It looks like it was geared more toward being a multiplayer game, and it could play up to 4 people at the same time on your missions and stuff. But if you're not playing 4-player and you're playing the offline campaign mode, you get the whole story mode, but you can switch back and forth between the 4 people in the team. This is more like what I thought Evolve was going to be, and that's why I really kind of dig this. And that is a game called Fuse, made by Electronic Arts and Insomniac Games. You're in this 4-man kind of elite squad, and you're sent on these missions. The Fuse is some kind of element that arrived from alien or extraterrestrial sources, I think. They don't really explain exactly where the fuse came from, only that it's like this element that you can do like tons of different stuff with. And each one of your people has a weapon that is charged with this stuff, this fuse. And I'm actually playing. You can, like I said, you can switch back and forth, but I mainly play the one character, which is this Izzy or Isabel. She is kind of your hacker, but she's also kind of the muscle. She uses like the shatter gun and shotguns and stuff like that. And the reason why I like this is because you don't got to worry about healing yourself. When you're playing by yourself, if you get shot or you go down and you're bleeding out, your buddies will come over and save you. They'll revive you by sticking you with a needle or some kind of adrenaline shot or something. I don't know, but they'll save you, and you can do the same. You can revive them in the same way. But basically, I just go in there and I just go crazy shooting everybody, and I'm not very good at hiding, but it kind of reminds me of a mix between a game like the cover-based shooting reminds me of a game like Mass Effect, where you're hiding behind stuff and then you pop up and shoot things and things like that. But some of it also reminds me of that Tomb Raider game that was on the PS3, and I played it as well. But there's some zip line sliding and some different things that you do that kind of remind me of that game a little bit too. But actually, I really enjoy it. Like I said, you can switch back and forth between the 4 characters, and each of them have kind of a distinct weapon. One of the girls has a cloaking ability where she can go invisible for a short amount of time. One of them has this shield that he can put up, and you can stand behind it and shoot through it. And that kind of stuff. And so it's pretty cool. And like I said, I was playing it most of the day yesterday. And I don't say I'd like to think, but I think I'm about halfway through it. Maybe a little farther. I don't know exactly. Okay, we've got a couple minutes left and a couple of games. So these are the 2 I ended up picking up on Saturday. And the first one was I picked up at Vintage Stock a regular Xbox game. It looks okay. I stuck it in, and it seemed okay as well, but I just was really taken by the cover art, and it was $10, and I don't know, 15's kind of my limit is what I've learned. If a game's over $15, yeah, I'm maybe I'll wait till it comes down in price. 15 kind of seems to be my limit, but this one was 10, and it's an Xbox game called Enclave. And I never really played this, like I said. 12 playable characters with unique weapons, over 25 intricately designed levels. It looks pretty interesting. It's complete with the instruction book and everything. And like I said, it seemed okay, but compared to what the other stuff that I just bought and was playing, I was like, well, I guess I'll get back to that someday. And then this is a game I had bookmarked on eBay for a while, and I don't know if it's one that I was watching Metal Jesus or something, and he was doing one of the Hidden Gems videos for the PS3. So I decided to pick it up, and I had it bookmarked on eBay, and like I said, and I really hadn't seen it for a good price. I don't know if this price was any better than what I was seeing, but it's one of those deals when you're holding it in your hand, it's a little different than seeing it on the screen. When you've actually got it in hand, it's a little harder to turn it away. But I picked up this game. I think Sony developed this game from what I could tell. And like I said, I didn't start it, but it seems like it's going to be really cool. I actually did. I kind of started for about 5 minutes or so, but I really didn't play it. And that is a game called Folklore, and I haven't peeled the sticker off yet. I did pay $15 for it, and I said that was kind of my cutoff price, but Folklore, I don't know if any of you all have played this game. It was complete. It did come with the instruction book and some other little doodaddy thing. I don't know what this is. Vita ad or something. Or not a Vita, VSP ad. Yeah, this one seemed interesting too. This girl gets a note from her mother that she thought was long dead, telling her to come meet her on this island, which is supposedly this island of the dead type of thing. And you go there, and this other guy also at the same time gets a phone call telling him that someone needs help on this island, so he goes there, and they both arrive at this cliff at the same time, even though they're not together. Well, not the exact same time, but he gets there, 5 minutes after she does. And there's a woman or somebody sitting at the end of the cliff, it looks like, and then she kind of slumps over and then falls over the side, and you go up there and you don't see anything below, just water, and rocks is on like a cliff face type of thing. And then it kind of starts from there, and I started actually playing the guy, Keats, so he's kind of a journalist or investigator, and he's investigating this place. He works for an occult magazine or something, so seems like it's going to be interesting. So we're going to give it a go soon. Like I said, the Fuse game actually really is kind of hit my perfect spot. I know that sounds strange, but it's like there is a squad of 4 people. You can switch back and forth between them. You don't got to kind of heal your own guy. You're kind of like just run in and kill people, and then they'll revive you if need be. Sometimes that doesn't work sometimes, but I'm playing it on the easy, so I'm sure it works almost every time. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for coming by, folks. This is the pickups from the over the weekend video, and then we're going to get some other videos up real soon for you. So I don't know what, and I'm not going to make promises because I don't know. So we'll see what happens, and thanks for coming by, and we'll see you next video. I hope you enjoy. If you guys played any of these games and you have any opinions on them, let me know. I thought the Dead or Alive 4 was too fucking hard. Enclave, it looked like it might be okay, but I really didn't get into it. Like I said, it's almost hard for me to go back any farther than PS3 and 360 generation graphically anymore. I know that sounds kind of funky. I mean, I can steal a side-scrollers in like 8 and 16-bit, but it's that PS1, PS2 era that I'm kind of struggling with right now graphically. So, anyway, thanks for coming by, like I said, and if you played Lords of the Fallen or Fuse and you thought it was any good or not, let me know. And I'm trying to end this video, so I'll talk to you later, folks. Bye.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?